Okay, there we go. We're actually here. We're actually doing this. It's been a while since we've streamed this. My face is gonna get really bright and white, unfortunately, because But here we are, ready to do this. It's been a while. We're on book 4. The last one we did was the Caverns of Cult, I believe, and that was set in like an ice place where we could die and get like hypothermia, and our fingers and toes and arms could fall off. But yeah, we're now on to the Chasm of Doom. So I'm excited to do this because I know that I enjoyed all the other books, and I'm hoping that this will kind of get me out of my slump just a little bit. I think we did, like, we became Guardian, as you can see here. So we should be okay just to, like, go for this. But obviously we'll read the story so far, so everyone kind of is, like, caught up. Because it has been a while, unfortunately, and you know, my fault, my bad. So, there we go. But also, hot chocolate. I've got a hot chocolate. And I'm just ready to have a sip and just do this. If I can remember how to do combat, that would be even better. But let's just enjoy this and go. Right. So, the story so far. In the northern land of Summerland, for centuries it had been customary for its people to send gifted children to the monastery of the Kai. There, they developed their special talents under the tutelage of the Kai and were taught disciplines of their noble ancestors. You are Lone Wolf, which we called ourselves Clive Alive because of that. And you are now the last of the Kai of Summerland. 4 years ago. Whoa, it's been 4 years since. Oh wow, so we've like gone through years now through the books. This is cool. So what, we were like 18, so what, we're supposed to be like 22. Oh, hi there. Hi, you know, how you doing? How's life? How's things? I'm just reading the story so far, so we all know where we're up to. How's life? How's things? What you up to? 4 years ago, your beloved homeland was invaded by the ancient enemy of your people, the Dark Lords of Helgadad. Their initial attack devastated the Kai monastery. All of your brave warrior order were in attendance for the Feast of Therman, the celebration of the first day of spring. You were the sole survivor. Hey, it's all good. No, enjoy your time with your kid, my friend. Enjoy it. You made a perilous journey to Homegard, the capital of Summerland, where King Ulnar sent you upon a desperate quest for help. Your mission was fraught with great dangers and great urgency, but Summerland was being swiftly overrun. Dark Lord agents were aboard, seeking to kill you at every opportunity, but your skill and determination crushed their evil aims. You returned to Homegard at the head of a great fleet of allies, and you destroyed Dark Lord Zagana, the enemy leader, before the gates of Homegard itself. Much of Summerland was ruined during the invasion. The rich farmlands were laid to waste and many towns and villages were razed to the ground. But the Summerlending are a tough and resilient people. They were undaunted by the enormity of the task that lay before them. They set about the rebuilding of Summerland with great vigour and determination. That now the scars inflicted by Dark Lord Zagana and his mighty army are few and barely noticeable. For the crucial part that you played in the great victory, the king bestowed upon you the rank and title of Furriel of Summerland. I don't know. It is a rare honour for one so young. The ruins of the Kai Monastery and much of the surrounding lands are now Fairyland under your protection. Oh my god, all these words that are new to us. Runan is a remote mining province far to the south of Summerland, nestling between the sullen peaks of the Dern Crag and the Makin Mountains. The people of this religion have long prospered from their toil in the ore-rich mines, living and enjoying their wealth under the protection of their liege lord, Baron Venaland. The gold and gems that are mined at Ruanan provide an important source of revenue for Summerland. The heavy guarded convoy wagons that leave the province and makes the difficult journey north to the capital are a regular monthly occurrence. This routine has rarely been broken in living memory. However, it has now been over a month since all contact with Rhiannon ceased. King Ulnar dispatched a troop of 100 of his elite guard cavalry, oh my god, I'm already getting tongue-tied, to investigate the unusual silence and to locate the whereabouts of the missing convoy. Their commanding officer, Captain Deval, was ordered personally to report to the king as soon as contact was made, but he and his soldiers have not returned. They too have disappeared without trace. Fearful of the fate which may befallen the convoy, the province, and the captain's troopers, King Ulnar has summoned you, Lone Wolf, to his citadel at Homeguard. Your quest is to find Captain Deval and his guards, discover what has happened to the missing convoy, and to lift the veil of mystery that now hangs over the remote province, Rhiannon. The king has also summoned a company of 50 border rangers, all of whom are skilled in horsemanship and outdoor survival. He has ordered these soldiers to accompany you in hope that, with your leadership, they may succeed where Deval's larger and more visible force has failed. As you and your rangers enter the royal armory to equip yourselves for the long ride south, you glimpse a black crow perched on a window ledge high above. It flies away, but not before a shiver has run down your spine. In Homeguard, the crow is a bird of ill omen. Right, so that's the story so far. I know that we got the Summer Sword, which still baffles me, the name. We basically made everything. We added what we had so far. We're now a Guardian. This is our combat skills 28. Our endurance is 29. All because of the things we've picked up along the way. So our Summer Sword, which we need to remember, is double endurance points lost when against undead, and also absorbs all magic. We've got our chamber, which gives us the +4, and we get a +8 to when we do things, if I believe correctly. So let's just kind of go into this. We don't need to do the Kai discipline. We've got our weapons already. We do have the Lumspur potions. We got 3 Lumspur potions because we didn't pick up any meals because we have hunting, so we should be fine. The only time hunting doesn't work is when we're in the cold, so hopefully it will, you know, work for us. We've got 42 crowns. We can have a maximum of up to 50. I remember on one of the books we did get what's the word, knocked out and robbed, and I was pierced. So I think that was the second book that happened on, because we actually got some really good equipment, and then we got knocked out and robbed, and I was absolutely devastated. But let's start off. We're at number 1. For 3 days, you lead your brave company of border rangers across the lush plains of the Southland Marches. On the first stage of your urgent mission, the flat, treeless fields surround you with a seemingly endless expanse of wheat, so high that even though you are in the saddle, it reaches well above your knees. Your horse seems to be swimming through a vast yellow sea that is only interrupted by an occasional track of group of isolated farmhouses. The Southerners welcome your sudden appearance, but you only make the briefest stops for food and rest, wishing neither to impose a burden on these good people, nor alarm them with the purpose of your mission. At noon on the 4th day, you reach the pass of Moitora. Here, the plains give way to the broken foothills of the Derncrag Mountains. You soon reach a highway heading off towards the south, its surface cracked and full of potholes. This is the notorious Rhiannon Pike, south of the pass. The Rhiannon Pike crosses 100 miles of open territory known as Raiders Road. Bandit tribes from the wildlands and English is hard. War bands from the mountains of the west frequently ambush those who travel on the pike. The regular shipments of the gold and gems from the mines at Rhiannon have sometimes yielded rich pickings to those merciless robbers. Point and flank as you shout. Immediately, 3 groups of rangers peel away from the column and spur their horses to a gallop. You watch with pride as the expert riders take up their scouting positions to the front and sides of the company. It is late afternoon when a ranger scout approaches the company from the west. He points towards a distant craggy outcrop where a thin spiral of smoke betrays a hut hidden beneath an overhanging rock. If you wish to leave the highway and investigate the hut, turn to 160. If you decide to ignore the hut and continue on your ride along the rampart, turn to... Return to 27. You know what? I think investigating is a good thing. Let's go and investigate. So we're going to go turn to 160. I keep forgetting they've got this cool thing up to other books where it actually has the page numbers. So, perfect. An escort of 5 rangers accompanies you along the twisting narrow tracks that leads to the hut. The rough stone walls are covered with a damp moss into which is set a curious oval door. There are no windows. You have dismounted and are approaching the door when suddenly a man's voice calls from inside the hut. "Come in, Lone Wolf. I've been expecting you." Oh, so we can either open the door and enter the hut, draw our weapon and kick the door, or decide to send your rangers in the hut ahead of you. I mean, it'd be smarter to send the rangers, but I'm kind of like, I'm going to go in first. So, let's do this. Also, just so everyone knows, we do this thing called, save point, whatever it is. When we get to a certain point, we will write down the page number, and that is a save point. If we die, we go back to that save point. But I'm gonna just go I'm just gonna go to 84. I'm gonna open the door and enter the hut. Oh, illustration overleaf. Oh, I don't know if this will work for you to see. This is what's open. This is what we've come into in the room. In the dim light of the interior, you see an old man seated at a table. The flickering glow of a log fire is all that illuminates this foul-smelling hovel. Yet, it sheds enough light for you to see the clutter of charts and strange instruments that crowd the hut. The man slowly rises his gaze from a large crystal sphere and bids you sit opposite him. "You know my name?" "How?" you ask warily. "The stars foretold our meeting long ago, Lone Wolf," he replies, slowly passing his withered old hands around the sphere. "Be not alarmed by my knowledge, for I wish only to aid you." He produces a small scroll of parchment from within his robe and he hands it to you. Upon the scroll is written the following verse. "When the full moon shines over the temple deep, the sacrifice will stir from sleep. The legions of a long-forgotten lord. When a fair royal maid on the altar dies, the dead of Makingorge shall rise to claim their long-awaited reward." You ask the meaning of the curious verse, but the old man does not answer you. He seems to have fallen into a deep trance. You lean across the cluttered table to awaken him and are shocked when you see your hand pass straight through his body. Gradually, his image begins to fade until it disappears completely. You place the scroll in your pocket, mark it as a special item. We've got special items. Special items list. I'm going to put it here. So we have the scroll from sec 84, just so we know. So there we go. Boom. That is saved. I'm going to save because I'm a save for. Unnerved by this strange encounter, quickly you leave the hut, pausing briefly to wipe away the cold sweat that has formed on your furrowed brow. You may wish to make a note that you have visited a hut on Raiders Road. I will actually put that down here. There we go. Done. Because you can never know. To continue, turn to 273. Let's go. 273. Oh, we've got another thing to see, which is this. The famous Asatye players, Troubadours, Imperial Carve of Magnamund, is what it says, and it's got some weird looking people. Anyway. You've ridden less than 5 miles when you see a group of wagons on the highway ahead. They are painted in a gaudy mix of bright colours and drawn by harnessed teams of oxen. A huge tassel banner flies above the leading wagon, which bears the following proclamation. The famous Asatye players, Troubadours of the Imperial Courts of Magnamund. If you choose to stop to question these travelling minstrels, turn to 37. If you decide to ignore them, let them pass, turn to 126. No, let's ask them. Let's go to 37. I think asking questions is good because we can gain information then. You signal to the driver to stop. The wagons halt and a small moon-faced man dressed in a bright pink tunic throws open the rear door of the leading carriage. He shouts and curses as the driver as awkwardly descends the ladder, pausing only to adjust the cummerbund that barely covers his huge stomach. Upon seeing your rangers, he lets out a strangled shriek and fumbles for a short sword hanging at his sides. "Bandits! Robbers!" he cries as he wrestles uselessly to free his sword from its ornate scabbard. A row of anxious faces appears at the wagon windows, but the looks of anxiety give way to expressions of delight when they recognize your summer-lending uniforms. "Calm yourself, Yesu," shouts an elderly woman. "They are summer-lending rangers, they'll not steal your gold." Laughter ripples along the carriages as the little fat man suddenly unsheathes his sword with such force that he spins around and falls clumsily to the ground. "You must forgive, Yesu," says the old woman. "He means you no harm. It's just that travelling Raiders Road has made him a nervous wreck." You question the old woman, asking her where the group has come from and to where they are destined. You learn that they are a troupe of players that have journeyed many miles from their native land of Cloecia, far away in the east. They last played for the people of Eshnar, but it was a disappointing show. It seems that the town was as quiet as the grave. The few who did come to see them were a sad and sorry bunch. They are now bound for Holmgard, where they expect to find a bigger and more appreciative audience. "Light is fast fading," remarks the old woman. "Perhaps you and your company will camp with us tonight. We would deem it an honour and would be happy to entertain you with songs and dancing." You notice a hopeful look in the eyes of your shoulders as they await your decision. So we can either set up camp with them, or we can instead press on towards Ruanin. You know what? They look hopeful, the soldiers. You know what? I'm there for morale support. Let's stay. Let's see. We're gonna stay with them, so that's 182. I'm gonna do that as a save point as well. 182. The wagons are drawn into a circle and you set up camp inside their protective wall. A ranger is posted to patrol the perimeter. The Troubadours construct a small stage onto which strides Yesu. He calls for silence before announcing the title of their play, The Brave Warriors of Summerland, a choice that meets with the hearty approval of your rangers. During the performance, you notice something very odd. Not only is one of the actors using a real sword, but it is a type of sword only issued to officers of the Summer-lending Cavalry. After the play, you approach the men to question about the sword. He looks at you nervously and makes a dash for the darkness of the perimeter wagons. If you wish to give chase and have either kind of discipline of tracking or hunting, we turn to 332, or we can give chase, normal, or return to our troops. I'm going to I've got tracking and hunting. No, we've just started. We've just really started. I've got tracking and hunting, so I can do both of them. It's been 4 years since the other books, and we've been tasked by the king to go find out what's happening in this mountain range, because he sent like 100 troops and none of them have come back, so he's given us 50 rangers to go, and we've kind of bumped into this group of musicians and and actors, and they put on a play for us. And while they were doing a play for us in the nighttime, we noticed that one of the swords they were using was from the cavalry that's gone missing, and one of them's ran away. So I'm now going to use one of my Kai disciplines to go chasing. How was choir, by the way? I have hot chocolate. But yeah, Kai discipline Dragon Hunt turned to 332. I'm kind of hoping that doing this will get me out of my reading slump. I'm a bit in a slump. A bit has happened. Chasing sounds fun, for sure. But quite was good, thanks. Last one until Sep. Oh wow, that's quite a few months. Bless you. Bless. What songs did you do? Although the wagons are shrouded in darkness, your Kai sense reveals to you the actor's hiding place. You climb the ladder at the rear of a large caravan, push open the door with your weapon and enter. Turn to 222. Ah, bless you. Good songs, though. Good songs. In the plush candlelit interior of the caravan, you find the actor cowering beneath a blanket in the far corner. You flick the blanket aside and ask the petrified man to explain how he came to possess such a fine sword. I bought it in Eshnar, he stammers, his eyes wide with fear, from the innkeeper of the Pick and Shovel Tavern. He grasps the sword by the blade and offers it to you. If it is your sword I have unwittingly bought, I am truly sorry. Here, please take it. You grip the brass hilt and examine it closely. There's no doubting that it is a summer-lending cavalry sword, but the inscription on the blade makes your heart miss a beat. Oh, Captain Remir Duval, King's Guard Regiment. That's the guy who we're trying to find as well. If you wish to keep Duval's sword, mark it on your action chart as a weapon. This finely crafted sword will add a +1 to your combat skill when using combat. I'm not taking it. I've got my 2 weapons. I've still got my summer sword and my spear. But I won't take it. So turn to 165. It's going well. You return to the Troubadour's stage in time to receive a meal that has been prepared by your host for you and your rangers. The steaming broth smells most appealing. If you wish, it says set the meal turn to 319. If you decline the food, you must now eat a meal from your backpack or lose 3 endurance points. I'm gonna eat the meal. Fuck it. 319. The food is delicious. You eat your fill and then make preparations to get a good night's sleep. At dawn, you and your company break camp and bid a fond farewell to the travelling plays before continuing our mission to Rannon. Oh, we get to roll for once. Yay! We like it when we get to roll. Food? Oh, I don't know why my voice went like that. Food? Hello, how you doing? If it's 5 or higher, turn to 171. How's life? You alright then? Ooh, pictures. You fell asleep. Did you have a good little nap though? Mile after mile, you ride across the flat and desolate landscape surrounding the Ruanan Pike. This area south of the pass of Moitora on the fringes of the wildlands is devoid of healthy flora and fauna, and therefore you'll be unable to use your Kai discipline of hunting to fulfill any meal requirements while you are in this region. Fuck. Despite the bleak and uninspiring surroundings they now find themselves in, your rangers seem to be in fine spirits. They sing rousing marching songs to relieve the tedium, I don't know what the fuck that word is, of the journey, and to help allay their nagging fears of what may lie ahead. During the afternoon, storm clouds gather above the peaks of the Derncrag Mountains to the west, and the roll of distant thunder warns of imminent rain. It is late afternoon when your scouts sight a coaching tavern on the highway ahead. It is a large stone building that's been extensively fortified. If you wish to stop at the tavern for the night, turn to 63. If you decide to brave a possible storm and continue to ride south, turn to 141. We've not died yet. Our death count for... Oh my god, that's a good question. 1 second. Our death count... I don't have it for this, unfortunately. So far, we've not died, though. But do we want to go to the tavern and have a night, spend some money for food and stuff like that? Or are we just going to brave the storm and ride south? That's true, but it's not. So in your face. Pub? Pub. Okay. Turn to 63. It was either go to the pub and spend the night there, or brave the storm and continue going south. Pub sounds good because beer, food, and hopefully we can spend some of the money that we've got as well, because we do have 42 crowns. We can have up to 50 maximum. But yeah, right there. Hopefully we can buy some food and slap some meals in here. I know that when we have healing, so we always gain 1 endurance back when we turn the page, so we should be fine. 63. The doleful sound of a tolling bell drifts across the barren landscape. Window shutters slam down, but eyes still peer at you from the arrow slits carved into the walls of the fortified tavern. You draw your company to a halt outside the building's twin front doors. We are summerlending. We seek shelter for the night and fodder for our mounts, you shout in an authoritative tone. There is a long pause before a voice answers your call. Oh, we have to roll. 0 to 4, 5 to 9. Okay. That is 0. Great. Always a good time. If you number between 1 and 4, 0 to 4, turn to 2, 5, 9. You think this is going to go bad? Oh no. Go away, shouts a nervous voice. We're a tavern, not a barrack, shouts another. You try to reason with them, but they are adamant. They will not let you enter. You have no choice but to continue along the highway. 141. Them bitches. So this is set 4 years after the books. So some time has passed. We have our own land now and stuff like that, so that's always a good time. Turn to 141. I hate that. It wouldn't let us in. You have not ridden far when a storm cloud breaks directly overhead and torrential rain crashes down. Within minutes, the dry and dusty highway is transformed into a quagmire of cloying mud. It will be impossible to set up camp in this storm, so you resolve to continue to ride all night in the hope that the storm will eventually pass. During the night, you must ride and eat a meal or lose 3 endurance. We lose 3 endurance, but when we... Yeah. Ooh, this will heal. Torrential? A lot of rain. Harsh rain. By morning, the rain has ceased, but you and your rangers are now very tired from the night's ordeal. You're about to order your soldiers to make camp when a scout gallops towards you from the east. He points to a line of horsemen on the horizon. Bandits, he cries. You estimate there are at least 200 of them, and they are riding in your direction. If you have reached the Kai rank of journeyman / warman, if you possess 8 Kai disciplines, I don't. I'm only at 7. Turn 72. If you're not yet to reach this level of Kai training, turn to 135. This is gonna go bad. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, we've got some choices in a bit. Okay, you ready to make them for me? The bleak, treeless wildlands offer you no cover in which you can hide from the bandit hordes. They outnumber your rangers by 4 to 1, and the life and death of your entire company now depends on your next decision. If you choose to counteract the bandits in the hope that your bold action will scare them off, turn to 284. If you wish to split your company, detaching a group of 10 rangers follow you while sending the remainder off towards the west in the hope of luring the bulk of the bandit horde away to the Derncrag Mountains, turn to 211. If you decide to head south at the gallop in order to try and reach the shelter at the Ruan Forest before the bandits close in and attack you, turn to 30. So, I know 200 is not bandits, but so our options: try to counter attack them, split our company and detach the group. 10 follow us and the 40 will go a different direction. Or try to run as fast with everyone to the forest, which is a bit of distance away. Option 3. Okay, so you're going for option 3. See, I'm with me on this. Never split the party up. Jenny's like, fine. Counterattack. There's 51 of us in total, and there's 200 of them. I'm with you about don't split the party, though. That's something we've learned with D&D. Splitting parties is bad. I would like the attack, but seriously, everyone. I do fine when we split the party. You do fine. Not everyone else does fine. Okay. 0 to 5. No, 0 to 4. We counterattack. 5 to 9. We run for the forest, okay? That's what we're doing with. That's a 4, so we're going to counterattack. Okay. Turn to 284. That's a them problem. Nice. 284. Ooh. You order your rangers to form into a line and advance towards the oncoming bandits. Bandits, even. They are less than 100 yards away when you give the order to charge. The wind whips your face, carrying the echo of your battle cries across the plain as you close on the enemy. As your forces clash, you are stunned by the shock of impact. Your horse collides with the flank of a bandit steed, hurling the creature and its rider to the ground. You reel in the saddle and are unable to avoid a spear. Oh wait, we've gone up by 2 because we've gone 8, but then we're going to get damaged again. Unable to avoid a spear that thrusts opens a wound in your thigh. You lose 3 endurance points before you are able to turn to face your attacker. Okay. Great, so we have... Let me just do this right. We have... With bandit raiders, their endurance points is 25! Uh-oh. The section is 284. My endurance is 25 as well, because we got hurt. And how do we... how do we do the combat ratio for fighting? It's been a while. I don't remember how to do that. Let me have a look. Oh, gosh. How do we fight? Does anyone remember how? It's been a while. Not telling us. It's got to do, here we go. Bloody hell, it's been so long. So our combat is 28. Subtract the combat skill of the enemy, and so their combat skill is 16. So that is... Oh, shit, I just nearly lost the page. Milo has calmed down, bless him. Okay, so we get, because we've got loads left over, so we have 8 plus 4 is 12, so we've got an 11 plus 11 greater. Okay, so we now roll to fight. This is it now. Here we go. I got my Canbot chart ready. Oh, I is the ghost. What do you mean you is the ghost? Right. It's been such a long time to do this. Cool, let's just roll. 9. Enemy is killed. We didn't get hurt. Way! That was fast. I guess it's because we got the Summer Sword as well. That was really fast. We can also evade this combat anytime as well, but we win this, so turn to 7. We also gain one of our points back. There is running joke that a cat that is always me and I am Ghost. You are Ghost. How dare. It's all good. It's all good. Your enemy falls from the saddle and his body is dragged away by his horse. His twisted left foot ensnared in the stirrup. All around you the din of battle rages. These armor-clad horsemen are no ordinary bandit clan. They fight with a discipline and skill that is quite unlike the poor combat performance of most Wildlands outlaws. A horse passes close by with the dead body of a ranger still upright in the saddle. You snatch the reins and retrieve a war horn from the dead man's neck. If you are to avoid total disaster, you know that you must quickly sound the retreat. Then you wheel your steed towards the south and spur the blood-spattered animal to the gallop. The remnants of your company are close at your heels as the victory cries of your foes resound in your ears to continue to enter 154. So we killed some, then we were all like, no. But like my days in life, I'll definitely... Oh, Neil. Shh. Lie. Lies galore. Oh, we've gone to another one, so we get to... You are now so tired that you are forced to stop and sleep. Many hours pass before you wake again, but you feel totally refreshed after your much needed rest. Restore 1 endurance. Yay, we're at full endurance now. Woo! To continue your exploration of the tunnel, turn to 309. Tunnel? Oh no, we've gone to the wrong one. Ignore that. That's the wrong bit. It's 154, not 157. When you are certain that the bandits are no longer in pursuit, you halt to rally your tired and tattered company. Only 10 rangers have survived the battle. We lost 40! Ours is full. 28 is full for us. The rest have either been captured or they were killed before they could escape. With the highway to Summerland now cut off by bandits, you have no choice but to continue southward towards Ruanan. Bloody hell. Okay. We lost... Oh yeah, you're right. We killed some. There was... Okay, so... It said there was 200 of them. There was 50 of us. Well, 51 if you include our character Lone Wolf. 11 of us escaped. The rest, who knows? Turn to 51. God damn. You've been riding for nearly 4 hours without a rest when you see a large flock of birds. They are large, black, and they are swooping around the brow of a distant ridge. If you have card discipline of animal kinship, which we do, turn to 227. Yay! 227. Where be? 227. You identify the birds as carrion crows, a despicable breed of wildland scavengers. Whenever a creature lies dead in the wastelands, you can be sure to find a host of 3 lonesome predators nearby. If you choose to take a closer look at what they're eating, turn to 328, or we can ignore them and continue our ride. So, do we want to have a look at what they're eating, or do we want to just, like, go on with our day? Oop. Look! We can go have a look. Wolfie hungry. Let's go have a look then. What was it? 328. As you reach the top of the ridge, a gruesome sight befalls you. We're now at 29, by the way. We're now fully healed now. There we go. The bodies of people and horses lie scattered across the shallow valley beyond, their bones picked clean by the scavenging crows. You hear the gasps of horror as your rangers recognize the armor of tattered white uniforms of these skeleton forms. For they were once your countryfolk. They were once summer London guards of the king's cavalry. They must have died in battle, for the decomposing corpses of bandit warriors lie entwined among them. 40 brave soldiers, nearly half of the squadron that left Home Guard 1 month ago, now lie strewn across the plain before you. It's with heavy heart that your rangers set about the grisly task of burial. As you ride away from this valley of death, you are comforted only by the knowledge that Captain Duval was not among those who were slain. Turn to 120. 120. Oof. Yes, go reheat your food. Absolutely. After riding for several uneventful hours, at length you reach a highway junction. A large signpost indicates 2 destinations, south to Rwandan, 60 miles, and east to Ashnar, 40 miles. You have now reached a location where the kite discipline of hunting can be used once again to fulfill a meal requirement. Yay! So, we're supposed to be heading towards Rwandan. That's our main location. But we also know that the sword of Duval, the Captain Duval of dead people we found, his sword was bought there. So we can either continue south to our main objective, or take a bit of a diversion and go look at something. Will it work out? I don't know. But there is that. I drank all my hot chocolate, sad times. Loot. There was no loot. It was all a lie. Diversion, reinforcements. Do we need to divert? We don't have to, we don't need to, but we know that the guy that was trying to find Captain Duval, his sword was bought from a shop there. There's a little fly flying around, and I will get it in a minute. But that's really it. But you might find things. We also might find things, or we could absolutely get annihilated by something as well, because didn't we get mugged in like the second book and I was like absolutely like fuming? Shops meat. That's true, we do actually have gold in our belt patch. We got 42 crowns. We could find a shop. We could go. What do we think? I'm also going to put that as my save point as well. 120. Let's do it. You know what? Yeah, let's go east to Ashnar then. It's 40 miles. That means we'll be 100 miles away from where we're supposed to be going. It's fantasy Amazon. It technically is, you're right. If decide to go east to Ashnar, turn to 92. Ooh. That's true, but we're now in an area where we can use our hunting. Okay. It is noon the following day when you reach the outskirts of Ashnar. To the south, the wooded hills gradually ascend towards the magnificent, oh my god, okay. Issues. Snow-capped peaks of the Makin Range. It is a beautiful sight, one in stark contrast to the squalor of Ashnar and the desolate wildlands to the north. You ride along the only street in this dilapidated town and eventually arrive outside a large tavern called the Pick and Shovel. Your rangers and horses are exhausted and badly in need of food and rest. If you have the card discipline of 6 cents, we do have that. Turn to 210. 210. No, 210. That was the wrong one. I was confused then. You have a very uneasy feeling about this town. So far, you've only seen women and children shuffling along the street. There has been no sign of any men whatsoever. The inhabitants all seem nervous and avoid looking you directly in the eye. Instinct tells you to turn around and leave this place as quickly as possible. If you choose to follow your instincts, turn to 67. If you wish to press on regardless of your instincts, you can investigate the tavern by turning to 132. Or we can continue along the street. So, do we want to follow our instincts and bugger off? Follow on and go to the tavern anyway? Or continue just walking along the street? Okay, so the choices are we've got a bad feeling about this place. There's only been women and children, no men whatsoever. We've got like a bad feeling. So we can either follow our instincts and leave the place, or we can press on anyway and investigate the tavern, or continue walking along the street. Now the tavern where we're at is where the captain's sword was bought. So there's that. Already here, in for a penny, in for a pound. That's true. Ugh. Children. You have children. You know what? Let's investigate the tavern. You're kind of right. Trust. Oh, you want to trust instincts? I'm kind of with bugger. See, I'm kind of with them with this. We are here already. So might as well investigate the tavern. It would make sense to it. We did travel 40 miles to get here. You know? If you wish to press on regardless of instance, you can investigate the tavern by turning to 132. Well, instance is the right way to go, but I would still investigate anyway. That's true. Let's do it. 132. Your rangers tether their horses and follow you into the tavern. That's true. But you got us nearly killed by your choice. So I'm kind of going with Ven on this one. Let's see how it goes. Your rangers tether their horses and follow you into the tavern. An old woman stands behind the bar, her face taut and lined as if she is in pain. She wears a collarless shirt and baggy checkered trousers, clothes more often worn by men in this area. The tavern is empty, but the tables are covered with mugs of ale. Several are half full of beer. Oh, so we can either feel suspicious about the tavern, turn to 67, or if decide to question the old woman, turn to 287. Risk it for a biscuit, absolutely. You know what? Let's question the woman. Let's see what she has to say about this at 287. Oh no. I just saw a word. Oh no. You have taken no more than a dozen steps when the old woman drops to the floor. A ranger shouts ambush, but it's the last word they will ever utter. A razor-sharp disc of metal whistles down from the balcony above and sinks deeply into their chest. Suddenly, the tavern is full of bandits. No, they're here as well. They pour in through windows and doors. 3 bandits charge straight at you, their faces contorted with rage. Their northeastern battle cries are loud and fearsome. You draw your weapon and strike with great speed and precision, eliminating 2 of the warriors with a single blow. The 3rd bandit is upon you before the decapitated bodies of his comrades have fallen to the floor. So we've got a bandit warrior. Great. Okay. Oh no. His endurance is 27. This is not how bandit works. I know. Ours is 29. This is section 287. Their combat skill is 17. Ours is 28. So that's 8, 11. So that's plus 11. So let's see how fast we kill these. By looking at do you see that? Jenny's laughing at us. How dare you? Let's see. Hopefully we roll high, because that is a 1. Okay, so we hurt them for 9. Great. So they're at 18. We get hurt for 3. So we're at 26. That is a 2. We hurt them for 10. I do love the table idea of this, though. We get hurt for 2. Hello, Witchy Reads. How you doing? How's life? This is a Choose Your Own Adventure book. This is number 4 in the series so far. My voice is breaking. I don't know what to feel about this. And we're currently in a fight. So we're rolling the dice, and it all goes down to what is on this results table. So let's say I rolled a 2. Oh wait, let me try it. Roll a 2, and it goes all the way across. We got a plus 11. The enemy gets hurt for 10, and we get hurt for 2. PC, play character. So that's what we're at right now. They've got 10. Their endurance points is their health. Ours is 24. Theirs is 10 at the moment. That's a 3. We've gone 1, 2, and 3. So they get hurt for 11. We kill them. Well, we'll kill that one dude. We get hurt for another 2. So we've got 22. It's not going well. We're kind of falling into quite a few traps. You have a beard. Ben, I do have a beard. How you doing, my wee little lover? How you doing? How you found me here? How's life? How's things? This is Ben. He is a very good egg, and we used to hang out quite a lot back in the day, and we started to play again. It's good to see him around. This is me doing my YouTube before I jump onto Twitch later. Do you have any of the Dark Souls games, like PC? You have your ways. Oh, you know what? It's so nice to see you here, though. I love it. We're doing book 4 of this. Good times. But yeah, how's everyone doing? You all right? You all good? So he knew me before I even got a beard. He's never seen me with a beard. Apparently it's ginger, but it's not. But people say it is. I do not have Dark Souls because I suck at them. Me too, but it's you know, it's still fun. You should totally get some of them. Do you have Elden Ring? Do you have any Souls-like games? Oh, Ben, Jenny there. Jenny May Wright. That's my other half, by the way. I'm reading 6 hours into a 16-hour audiobook. Which audiobook is it, my friend? It's very hot, by the way. I'm very sweaty, and I apologize. It's not attractive. They're ginger bits, in it. What? Lies and slander? No, there's not. Lies and slander. Anyway, we won that fight. So we turn to page 75. Rude. Not ginger bits. How dare you? Ugh. Dance of Thieves. Why does that sound familiar? No sooner has the first warrior collapsed at your feet than... Oh wait, we get to get 1 point back because we got healing. Yeah. Was it? No sooner has the first warrior collapsed at your feet than another is hacking at you from the side. As you turn to face him, a spear thrust gashes your left arm. Lose 2 endurance points. Nice. That's nice of them. It's my club book for this month and I'm so behind on reading it. I feel ya because I have a reading slump after the fire. So there we go. You do have Elden Ring and you won't play it with me then. You recoil in pain, and in the crush of the battle, you slip and fall to the floor, which is already heaped with bodies. When you glimpse an open door, instinctively you crawl towards it. We don't have camouflage, do we? No. We just have to roll for it. It's a 9. Turn to 16 if you roll 4 or higher. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Milo, come here, bud. Come here. Come here, Milo. What's this? He's eating his food instead. Okay. Yes, for reasons. I'm good at it. What were we doing? 16. There we go. You reach the door and quickly make your escape. The land behind the tavern is steeply sloped and heavily forested. Oh my god, words, English. I'm good at Baldur's Gate. What are you talking about? 2 of your rangers attempt to follow, but they are both badly wounded and cannot keep up with you. You turn to shout encouragement only to witness their deaths as they are brutally set upon and stabbed to the ground. Then bandit murderers wipe their blades and then come rushing towards you. We can either A, choose to run southwest straight into the dense timberland, or we can decide to attempt a change of direction westwards as soon as trees hide you from your pursuers. So, what are we doing? Are we going to run south into the dense timberland, or are we going to go west and hide in some of the trees? I think I'm good at Baldur's Gate. As long as I've got potions, I'm happy. Don't hate. Well, I might need to go grab Milo. Milo, come here. You gotta hate. Also, we had 50 rangers with us, right? Jenny killed 40 by her decision, and I killed the last 10. I'm going to grab Milo. I'll be 1 second. Every potion in the game, yes. Yes, the potions are for me and me alone. Milo, come here, bud. Come here. Go. Go. Boy. There we go. Go for the dense trees, yes. Come here, Milo. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hello. There we go. There we go. So, shuffle in. You're saying to go for the dense trees. Turn to, which is southwards. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to class 1, 2, 3 as our save point. 1, 2, 3. And we get to also add a point because we've gone to a thing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Listen, right, it's not my fault Milo has claimed you as his boyfriend, Ben. Like, you also wind him up, which doesn't help. Onward and upwards, you claw your way through the wooded hillside. Your throat is dry and your heart is pounding in your chest as though it is fit to burst. But you dare not slacken off your pace. 4 torturous hours pass before you feel certain that you have finally outrun the enemy. It is nearly dusk when you chance upon a narrow, steep-sided valley. It has been carved out from the hillside to afford access to a mine tunnel. For hundreds of years, the ore of the Macken Range has been the blessing and the bane of many who have ventured here to seek their fortune. Many have found wealth beyond their wildest dreams, but many more have perished without trace in its labyrinth of cold, dark tunnels. Carefully, you examine the mine entrance. You know that if you can find a major passage, you should be able to follow it all the way to Rwandan itself. Near to the entrance, you find a discarded wooden crate containing 6 torches and a tinderbox. The mines are dark and you anticipate that you will need to use at least 1 torch to light your way. If you possess the Summer Sword, which we do, and I still can't believe it's called Summer Sword, you notice its light fades over time once you unsheath it. You can take as many as you wish, but remember that each torch counts as 1 backpack item. So be sure to make the appropriate changes to your action chart. Unless you already possess an alternate means of relighting the torch, e.g. tinderbox or a cult fire sphere. I don't think I have the fire sphere. I know that was an item that we could have got like a while. Oh, we do have fire sphere! We do have fire sphere. Record this tinderbox on your action chart. Okay, cool. I will do that. We found 6 torches. Oh, action chart. That's not it. I guess it would be here. Oh my god, I can't spell torches for some reason. Right. I was calling myself a dense tree. I still spelled torches wrong. Fantastic. We got tinderbox. But we have the fire sphere, which is why it's in the special section here. Which is good. It is not necessary to record the 1 lit torch on your action chart. When you are ready, you can enter the Macken Mines by turning to 315. Sweet, 1 torch is 1 backpack item. No! No, really? Oh, you're right as well. Fuck. Well, that would mean that the Lumsper potions would also take up... Oh, it did say that, didn't it? 1 second. 1, 2. Oh. 3, 4, 5, 6. The thing is, though, is I've got the fire sphere, so I don't need the torches technically. Apparently, we should be fine without it. It said. Let me just read that again. Oh, okay, so we don't need to take the tinderbox. I've got the fire sphere. So I still get a thing. Okay, we're good. I don't need the tinderbox. I've got a fire sphere. Got it. That's what it was saying. I'm gonna just save that because I'm a save whore. We also need to do that. Listen, I wasn't cheating. I was just confused. You can always drop them as you go so you can be tracked, murdered, and eaten. That's not a good time. Anyway, we're going to enter the mine, so we're going to 315. I'm going to save that. 315, that's our save point. In the flickering light of your torch, you can see that the tunnel is supported by a crisscross of props and beams. The rock is damp and a narrow rivulet of ore-stained water runs along the tunnel floor. Soon you reach a junction where the tunnel heads off to the left and right. If you possess the Kai discipline of tracking, turn to 48. No, I'm going to use our tracking. If I'm going to get an option to use my discipline, I'm going to use it. Then the last comment shows the type of DM I am. It does. It does. Right, 48. You sense that the left tunnel leads away from the direction of Rwanda. Knowing this, you turn and head off towards the right. To continue, turn to 145. 145. The tunnel descends for several miles into solid rock. You are occasionally startled by unexpected swarms of glowing mine flies, or fluttering bats that come swooping out of the darkness, attracted by your body heat. But neither pose... Oh, I still need to fucking heal, don't I? I keep forgetting to do this. But neither pose any real danger to you. Eventually, you reach a chamber where a small wooden hut has been erected. I love that word. I wish... Oh, Ben, no one knows that in a dress. Bitchin', in a dress. That character was so much fun. I wish I was. I wish my character was. We can pretend he's in a dress. A wooden hut has been erected. It stands propped lopsidedly against the wall. You are now desperately tired and in much need of sleep. If you wish to stop and rest for a while in the hut, turn to 322. If you decide to press on regardless of your fatigue, turn to 162. So, everyone, are we going to rest in this hut, or are we going to ignore our need to sleep and just continue going? You love that word. Bet you do. Yeah. Erection. So, do we want to rest in the hut? Or are we just gonna... Oh, sleep. We've got one for sleep. The hut will eat you. It won't eat me. There's a picture of this bat. Like, bat. Sleep. We've got 2 for sleep. Sleep may be the way to go. Sleep sounds good. Rest for a while in the hut, turn to 322. I went to the wrong one then. 322. Extinguishing... Ah, I got that word right. Your torch. You curl up on the floor and quickly fall... Oh wait, I'm supposed to go up one. Fall into a deep sleep. Many hours pass before you awaken totally refreshed by your rest. Restore 2 endurance, so we're up to 7. Realizing your torch, you can now see that the hut is full of mining tools. Picks, shovels, and wheelbarrows are stacked upright along its far wall. If you wish to make either if you wish to either take a pick or a shovel, do so and mark it on your action chart as a backpack item. Due to the size of these tools, they each take up the same amount of space as 2 normal backpack items. 2 tunnels. Do we want a pick or a shovel? Nah, let's leave it. 2 tunnels lead away from the chamber. One heads towards the west and the other towards the south. So where are we going? Are we going west or south? Which tunnel? West or south? You probably do. What do you mean I probably do? West. What, need a pick or a shovel? Do you think we need one? Wait, let me ask you this. Do we want a pick or a shovel? It's like healing potion for a boss encounter. Do you think we need one or both? Follow the sun. I wish we could follow the sun. We're in a cave. We are underground right now. Hiding from bandits. Shovel equals loot. Do you think we should take the shovel? Pick for a cave in. The sun goes west. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Let's take the shovel. Let's do it then. We'll get rid of one of the torches. And shovel. And we'll put a little equal sign to say that that's also for this as well. We'll take a shovel. We will head west. I was like, there's no sun here. We're underground. It goes east to west. You're right. So we will go the west then. A west tunnel, turn to 54. As gradually you descend into the tunnel, you feel a... That doesn't make sense. Sorry. As gradually you descend into the tunnel, you feel a draft of cold, dank air on your face. The walls of the tunnel are composed of a glittering ore that catches the light of your torch and reflects it in a dazzling display of colour. As your eyes follow the dancing light, you suddenly notice that the floor is covered with pink fungi. If you have Kai Discipline of Healing, you have reached the Kai rank of Journeyman or Warman. I am not. Turn to 4. If you do not have the skill... Oh no. Okay, so if you have the Kai Discipline of Healing and you have reached... I've not. I've only got Healing. Oh, if you do not have this skill, or if you have not yet reached this level of Kai training, you can still walk through the fungi by turning, or if you wish, you can eat some of the fungi by turning. Okay, so here's the thing. So we can... No, we can't, because we have healing. That doesn't make sense. If you have the Kai Discipline of Healing, which we do, and you have reached the Kai... No, we can't. Because we don't have the possess. We don't have 8 disciplines, so we can't do it. So here's the thing: do we want to walk through the fungi, or are we going to eat it? That's my question to you. That should go up as well. Absolutely not. Which one? Which one are we doing? Are we going to walk through it, or are we going to eat it? We've got 1 to walk, we've got 1 to eat, and 1 saying not eat. Do not eat. Always fun. I mean, preach. I just think walking, bad idea as well. Well, I've put 54 as like our save point, so if one of these, if both of them fail, we'll just say we can walk through it. We do the healing thing. Okay. So then you need to pick. Walk or eat. Eat for giggles. Turn around and go home. I wish we could. 201. The fungi are soft and dry and they taste dreadful. You retch and choke as the dry, powdery fungi absorb all the saliva in your mouth. You are hit by waves of nausea that make you panic, and desperately you claw at your tongue trying to scrape off the cloying fungi. Turn to 65. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so we ate it, and now we're going to walk across it. Okay. As you tread on the fungi and the soft pink flesh splits open, releasing clouds of spores into the tunnel. They billow upward and fill your eyes and nostrils. Soon you cannot breathe. Blindly, you stagger forward until you are clear of the fungi. But as you emerge from the clouds of spores, you are confronted by a frightening sight. A host of hideous bat-winged reptiles are flying along the tunnel towards you, their scaly hands grasping jagged dagger-like shards of stalagmite. You cannot evade this combat and must fight the onrushing horde as one enemy. We should also be up to 29, by the way, because we should have healed. It is pretty much, you are right. So, this section is 65. These are tunnel fiends. Are we there yet? So close, Eno. They have 10 endurance. Our combat ratio, so they've got a combat skill of 20. We are at a +8. Right. Let me get to my little chart at the back for us to roll against this table. But yeah, how's your days going? Did you have a good time with your child? Yes, they've killed 50 people in this book. 50 people got killed because of them. 40 was killed just by Jenny's decision alone. The other 10 was mine and Ben's. But there's an 8, so let's see. We kill the enemy and we don't get hurt. It's a good thing they were weak. Yay. Just so people understand, we have this table at the back that when we have like depending if we got minus or pluses along the top, and then we roll is what we roll, and then we go across until we get to the bit that we need, and it tells us how much the enemy's damaged and how much we're damaged. So that's how combat works in this. That's why it was very fast and simple. That's true, actually. Jenny's the person who was killed the most out of all 4 books. Which is baffling. So there we go. If you win this combat, turn to 298. I rate that. Yeah? You rate that? Let's see, 298. The tunnel fiends that are screaming and writhing beneath your blow suddenly fade and disappear from sight. You shake your head and rub your eyes in disbelief, but no trace of their bodies remain. Slowly you begin to realize what has happened. The fungus spores are making you hallucinate. The creatures existed only in your mind and were nothing more than illusions. Unfortunately, any endurance points you have lost in combat with these illusionary creatures are not restored. Well, we didn't get hurt, so we're fine. During the fight, you have collided many times with the jagged tunnel walls and sustained several injuries, which we didn't. We're fine. You sheathe your weapon and stagger away from the fungi, eager to leave them far behind, which we do. Turn to 185. This is going well, everyone. You are hungry and must now eat a meal or lose 3 endurance. We don't have any of them. So we lose 3 endurance. Fantastic. But we'll heal up as we go along. I think Jenny would be brutal in D&D. If you possess the Kai discipline of hunting, you are unable to use it to provide food in this instance. The tunnel continues for several miles before eventually arriving at a long deserted gallery. Turn to 40. Turn to 40. Let's go. Need a new challenger. A line of empty ore wagons are parked along a stretch of track that disappears into the west wall of this gallery. Above the arched main tunnel, a flight of wooden stairs leads to a smaller passage that is lit by a spluttering torch. You stay hidden in the shadows, watching the gallery for half an hour before you are satisfied that it is safe to enter. If you have the Kai discipline of tracking, which we do, and if you have reached the Kai rank of Aspirant or higher, which we have, turn to 349, which I will do. I have a game ready, and what is this game? Three, 4, 9. Judging by the smoothness... Oh, that wasn't even English. My bad. Judging by the smoothness of the stone floor and the condition of the ore wagons, you deduce that this gallery must serve a major section of the mines. A fresh breeze can be felt blowing out of the west tunnel, and your senses tell you that you are near to the surface. Rwandan lies due west, in the same direction as the ore wagon tunnel. Mindful of this fact, you take a deep breath and emerge from the shadows, cross the gallery, and quietly enter the archway beyond. Turn to 55. I think we're making good progress so far. I think. That's true. Ben's right there. As you make your way along the torchlit tunnel, you pass by several ore wagons bearing identical brands on their wooden sides. It is a cross mole line set above the initials O.V. You recognise this to be the seal of Oren Valund, the Baron of Rwandan, and it confirms your belief that you are heading in the right direction. We're heading in the right direction. But it's miso traps, that's true. Suddenly, the shroud of approaching footsteps can be heard echoing from the tunnel ahead. They become steadily louder, and they are accompanied now by shouting and the sharp crack of a whip. If you wish to dive into one of the empty ore wagons, turn to 161. If you decide to hide in the shadows cast by the rough tunnel wall, turn to 286. So what are we doing? Are we going to hide in an ore wagon? An empty ore wagon? Or are we going to try and hide in the shadows like a ninja? You do like your traps, especially when they're shiny, because you know I'm going to pick them up. At some point, you will also hear Milo snoring, because he snores like a trooper. Oh, ninja. We can be a ninja. Hide in the shadows, 286. That's true. Right, ninja it is. You wait with bated breath as a line of haggard Ruanese file past your barely concealed hiding place. An escort of bandit warriors urge them forward, beating any who falter or step out of the line. Each of these miners is forced to take hold of a weapon and push it back along the tunnel. Forced to take hold of a wagon and push it back along the tunnel. You watch and wait until they have all disappeared from view. Finally use shuffle, I know, right? You continue to wait until you are sure that the coast is clear, then you step back into the tunnel and press on, taking care to keep well in the shadows. Finally, you reach a point where the tunnel emerges into daylight. To your left, a dense copse has been cut back from around the entrance, and wagon tracks lead to a timber gantry constructed above a mound of ore. The miners and the guards who passed you are now at this gantry. They are too busy to notice when you sprint from the entrance and dive into the cover of the trees. A brief pause for breath is all you allow yourself before setting off through the trees to the direction of Ruanan. Turn to 200. We're nearly where we need to be. 200. Okay. The trees are alive with bandit patrols, but your quick wit and Kai skills prevent you from being spotted by any of them. Eventually, you come to the edge of the copse. I find the word copse, it's just really weird. And you find yourself staring out across the expanse of open plain towards the town, Ruanan. The sight that lies before you is very disquieting. Much of the mining town has been burnt to the ground. The blackened ruins of what were once shops, cottages, and taverns are now little more than smouldering mounds of charcoal. You're beginning to fear the worst, that Ruanan has been totally destroyed, when a gentle breeze clears the haze of wood, smoke hanging like a grey curtain over the ruins. Inside the perimeter of ruined buildings, you can now see that a barricade has been thrown up around a tower of stone. Above the tower, a tattered flag still lies. It brings you renewed hope, for it is the sun flag of Summerlund edged with a band of white braid. It is the cavalry standard of the King's Guard regiment. The sudden crack of a twig makes you freeze. You glance behind to see 3 bandits creeping through the trees towards you. The wide steel tips of their spears glint in the gloom of the thick tumberland, and they seem to be coated with a clear, sticky fluid. Ooh. If that's the kind of discipline of hunting, or if you have ever visited Corn Grove, I have hunting, and I'm pretty sure we have visited Corn Grove, which we have. Turn to 45. Yeah! You recognize, Gnadun sap dripping from their spears. It is a deadly and swift-acting poison. You dare not risk engaging in combat with these bandits, for the merest graze from one of their tainted weapons can be fatal. Leaping to your feet, you raced away from the trees and run towards Ruanan to continue into 307. I think we've done well, apart from like the mass death that we just had, you know, the 50 rangers, these elite rangers that we had, you know, being murdered. It's gone well. From all along the forest edge, groups of bandits emerged from the trees, whipped and scolded by their bullying sergeants for allowing you to escape. This spurs you to quicken your pace, and you cover the first 100 yards with ease. Then arrows begin to fall around you. You duck and weave, making yourself a difficult target for the archers, and gradually the falling shafts dwindle in number. You smile at their futile attempts to stop you, but your confidence is soon shaken by a pack of snarling warhounds bringing out the woods to your right. They are off the leash and hungry for blood. You are less than 500 yards from Rwannon, but the warhounds are closing in with frightening speed. So we can either choose to quicken our pace and try to outrun them, or we can decide to halt and fight them. What are you thinking? Quicken our pace and try to outrun them, or fight them. This is the face of the dogs, by the way. That's what's chasing us. Outrun. We can outrun. We can absolutely outrun. I think. Quicken your pace and try to outrun them. Turn to 225. Sit still but die rested. I mean, fair. Very fair. What was it? 225 we're going for. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. You try to ignore the pain of your aching legs and the fear that knots your stomach by forcing your concentration on the sun flag, a fluttering symbol of hope in the distance. Your face is streaked with sweat and your lungs feel fit to burst, but you dare not slacken your pace. The thought of warhound fangs closing and tugging on your skin is all you need to drive you onwards. At 400 yards you can see that the barricade and watchtower are inhabited, but at this distance the faces you can see are only a line of small dots on the walls. At 300 yards you run into some gruesome remains, where the corpses of bandits lie twisted on the ground, most killed by arrows. Many have lain in the open for weeks. A murder of startled carrion crows arise, shrieking from their feast as you race through the decomposing bodies. You turn your face away in disgust. Suddenly a new sound drifts across the plain. It is the sound of cheering. Oh my god. The beleaguered defenders have now spotted you and recognized your green Kai cloak. Now there are only 200 yards to go. You have just passed the ruins of a burnt out cottage when you feel an agonizing pain tear through your left thigh. An arrow has pierced your leg and you are pitched forward into the mud and ash. Crouched in the ruined cottage, a bandit sniper sniggers evilly as he raises his bow and takes careful aim at your head. We don't have camouflage, so we have to roll a dice. So, let's hope we roll well. Please. I would ask someone to blow on it, but there's no one here to... No one here good enough to blow on it. That's a 5. Turn to... If it's 1 to 5, turn to 20. Let's hope we did good. 20. An arrow hisses overhead. A scream of agony fills the air. The bow slips from the archer's fingers as he sinks slowly to his knees, the arrow lodged deep between his startled eyes. The clack of fangs and the soft, swift pad of stealthy feet tell you that the warhounds are closing in. You look up to see a man running towards you from the barricade. He has a shield in one hand and a longbow in the other. It is the guard captain, Deval, who we've been looking for. He reaches you, breathless, from his run and draws an arrow from his quiver. Deval aims and fires, drawing another arrow the moment the first is loosed. The warhounds stumble and crash to the ground around you, felled by Deval's deadly, accurate shafts. Shafts. 8 lie dead before his quiver is empty. The captain grabs you by the arm and, swinging you over his shoulder in one swift motion, carries you back towards the barricade. Others run forward to help you, but the bandit archers are now in range and your men are forced back by a hail of arrows. The red shafts of the enemy whistle past on all sides. As you reach the barricade, a wagon is pulled aside and you are carried in through the gap. Captain Deval is close to exhaustion. He staggers and his guards rush to catch him before he drops you to the ground. Turn to 3, 4, 1. We're doing well! We're doing well. What does everyone think so far? I think it's going extremely well. Oof. circle of unshaven faces stare down at you. A soldier cradles your leg while another snaps the shaft that is buried deeply in your thigh. Before you can even cry out in pain, he has drawn the arrow from your leg with one swift tug. You are very lucky, he says. He bandages a handful of lemspur leaves to your aching limb. The wound is clean and bleeding is but slight. You lose 4 endurance points. Okay. But the soldier's quick thinking and skill saved your leg from infection. Oh yeah, because we can get infection and we can lose like body parts and stuff. Hello! How you doing? How's life? How's things? With care, the soldiers carry both you and Captain Duval away from the stone watchtower. To continue, turn to 116. How you doing? How's life? How's things? 116, we also gain a point as well. So we lose 4, but we're gaining 1 slowly. Oops, sorry. It's my favourite goth. Yes, it is. I was hoping the king would send out a large search party, says Captain Duval wearily, now having fully recovered from his exhaustion. As I was beginning to tire of this town. You raise from your straw bed and offer your thanks to the captain. His brave and timely action saved you from a certain death. Let's see. You ever had a limb? Yes, I have. I dislocated my own leg, and as it dislocated, all the ligaments ripped, and I had popped it back in place. It was not fun. I had to get physio for that. I'm glad you're not doing too bad, Garth. I'm glad you're not doing bad. Anyway. 'Tis nothing to compare with you, Lone Wolf, replies the captain. Your bravery is legend. Your presence here is worth 100 soldiers. He asks you about your mission, and you recount the events that have led you to this meeting. The long ride south, the loss of your company, your passage through the Macan mines, and your encounters with the bandits. Yes, the bandits. Baraka's fighters, retorts Duval, his gruff voice conveying his contempt for them and their leader. It seems we have both suffered at his hand. A month ago, he and his Vasconian renegades ambushed my troop on the Ruanan Pike. We were sorely outnumbered and the fight was bitter, but we broke free of their deadly grip and escaped here to Ruanan. Jesus Christ, English. We've been beleaguered ever since, unable to do much else except pray for help to arrive from Home Guard. We have weapons and courage enough to resist them, but we have barely enough food and water left to survive another week. You ask Duval what has become of the people of Ruanan. Most are now slaves. Baraka has taken the mines and he uses the Ruanans blah 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 as forced labour. Other than yourself, there is only one other who has escaped from the mines and survived the warhounds and their bandit snipers. This man is Boren Owen Vanelund. He's the king of this place. Oh, that's Xerxes. She is my baby. She is old. In the past, like, 2 years... Well, in the past 2 years, she's only molted once. So, that's more than enough to say she's kind of old. She was a rescue. You've never broken, torn, discarded anything attached to me, if that helps. Good for you. I have. Come, I shall take you to him, the king. Duval leads you to the topmost chamber of the watchtower and pushes open an iron-shod door. The sight which meets your eyes fills your heart with sorrow and pity. Continue, turn to 318. 318. Let's go. Yeah, she is my rescue. I have another one up above, but no one can see that one. That one's not in a clear thing. She's going to be getting a new enclosure soon, and that's going to be themed, so that's going to be fun to do. Yeah. Oren Vanelund is the 15th Baron of Ruanan, a noble warrior of royal lineage, and 5th in succession to the throne of Summerland. This once proud and chivalrous warlord now lies upon the cold store of the chamber, red-eyed and whimpering like a frightened dog. Mine is called George and is recently malted. Oh, very nice. You need to send me pictures, please, and thank you. He has lost everything, says Deval quietly. Baraka has destroyed his castle, his land even, his town and his family. His sons are dead and his only daughter, Madeline, has been taken captive by Baraka himself. I fear the ordeal has broken his mind. The Baron's daughter shares the same name as her royal cousin, Madeline. You first met the Crown Princess when you fled to Homeguard to warn the king of the destruction of the Kai Monastery 4 years ago. Pathetic man raises his tear-stained face and with feeble voice mutters a curious rhyme over and over again. When a fair royal maid on the altar dies, the dread of Macaron Gorge shall rise. We possess the scroll for this, so if you possess a scroll, which we do, turn to 279. We took the scroll from the old man. We're so lucky we decided to get that in the beginning. Because that could have failed. 279. As you unfurl the scroll and begin to read his... Oh no, it's a word I can't pronounce. Ominous. I think I said it right. Contents, the Baron struggles to his feet. Word for word, he echoes the prophetic. Oh my god, another word I can't pronounce. Verse. Prophetic. I'm going to ignore that word. When the full moon shines over the temple deep, a sacrifice will stir from sleep. The legions of a long-forgotten lord. Wait. When the full moon shines over the temple deep, a sacrifice will stir from sleep the legions of a long-forgotten lord. When a fair royal maid on the altar dies, the dead of Macaron Gorge shall rise to reclaim their long-awaited reward. You must save her, Lone Wolf. You must prevent the sacrifice. The Baron's voice is choked with emotion. Save who? Questions Captain Deval as he tries to calm the distressed Baron. There's so many. There's so many. My daughter, Madeline. Baraka's found the dagger of Vashna. He plans to sacrifice my daughter upon the altar of Macan to release the undead of Macaron Gorge. The Baron explains that during the age of the Black Moon, King Ulnar of Summerland killed the mightiest of all the Dark Lords, Vashna, and the divine Summer Sword, the Sword of the Sun. Vashna's remains and the bodies of all his soldiers were hurled into the bottomless abyss of Macaron Gorge. He plans to lead the dead to victory, first to conquer Summerland, then all of the Last Lands, he says despairingly. You stare at the Baron in stunned silence. If Baraka completes the sacrifice, all is dead. What mortal army can stand against a legion of the dead? Captain Deval ushers you from the chamber and closes the door. I feared he was insane, but your scroll confirms my worst nightmare. He speaks the truth. Norwegian is so much easier. Do you think so? The only thing I know is to say tag. Tag? I don't even know that anymore. Anti-discipline... You know why? Omnimus. Yeah, that one. Omnius. I have to really try with that one. As the dreadful significance of the verse begins to sink in, your thoughts are broken by the shrill blast of a war horn. Captain Deval strides over to an arrow slit and peers out across the plain. And he turns to speak. You notice that his face is ashen grey. The bandits. They're launching an attack. I don't possess his sword. I didn't take his sword. Oh, for God's sake. I never took his sword. I left the sword with the guy, with the actor. If you do not possess it, turn to 289. I'm going to put a thing there in case we fail. We might need that. Bugger in hell. 289. No. Okay. You follow Captain Deval as he hurries down the broad watchtower steps and out to the barricade. A rolling sound like distant thunder fills the air. Cavalry are pouring into the plain from all sides, grouping up into battalions in preparation for the advance. Columns of foot soldiers and soldiers in bright scarlet armor march through their ranks, herding a frightened wall of people before them. There, Ruinese, cries Deval, his hand shielding the light from his eyes. That cur Baraka, he's using them as a shield. All around you, the captain's soldiers have... I can't even say soldiers anymore, Jesus. Blab, blab. The captain's soldiers have drawn their arrows and are awaiting his signal to fire. But it is an order he dare not give. Suddenly, a hidden catapult hurls a massive black rock through the air. It arcs and tumbles straight towards the barricade. You stare in horror as it bursts into flame and disintegrates, showering a rain of blazing oil on everyone beneath. The soldiers cannot evade the dulge, and many are badly burnt before the flames are smothered. A battle cry resounds from the enemy ranks. It is a signal to attack. The Ruinese are roughly pushed aside and trampled by the onrush of Scarlet Warriors who are now racing towards the barricade. The blazing oil has scattered Deval's troops and the barricade, gotta turn a page, is poorly defended. You hear Deval shout your name, his cloak and tunic are ablaze and he is screaming for your help. If you have reached the Kai rank of Journeyman or Warman, which you have not, we can't do that. So we can either... an option for you all. We can either A, wish to help the captain and go and help him, or we can B, rally the defenders before the enemy reaches the barricade. What would you like to do? While you all decide that, I am going to quickly go get a drink because my throat is parched. So I will be one moment. Give me a moment. Milo. Hello. I was not listening, I was doing stuff. That's all good. Help the captain or rally the soldiers? Yes. Now, which can get him killed the funniest? Nice, thank you. I wonder what game Jenny's playing. Would it happen to be Dreamlight Valley? Alright, so we're going to help the captain. Okay. Help the captain turn to number 5. Let's see how that goes for us. I should have also been healing, by the way, but I forgot, so... Setting up a dry place that everyone's videos are on so they can be found easy. Oh, that's such a good idea, Van. Maybe. Oh, it's good that you enjoy the game. You push him to the ground and smother him with your Kai cloak. The flames are soon extinguished and you draw away your cloak to see how badly he is injured. Your quick actions have saved the captain's life, but although his uniform is burnt and tattered, he has survived the fire relatively unscathed. It is my turn to thank you, Lone Wolf. This time it is you who has saved me from certain death. You help the captain to his feet and race to the barricade. The enemy has reached the ruined perimeter of Ruanan, and they are creeping forward under cover of the broken cottage walls. Climbing up onto an overturned wagon, you order the Summerlending guards to fall back to the barricades. Swiftly they obey your command, but you are fearful that it may be too late to repel the enemy's attack. To continue, turn to 186. Uh-oh. Your announcement video is front and center. Which one is my announcement video? Why is that one front and center? 186. That's where we're going. Oh my god. It was 186 we were going for, but it is now. The Visigonian. That's a freaking word, if I've ever heard one. Bandits break cover and charge. Coolly, you give the order to fire. A cloud of arrows sweeps down upon the armor-clad men, and the hardened tips penetrate their scarlet plate. The first wave of assailants tumbles and falls, and the second wave falters. Another volley forces them to retreat to the ruins to reorganize themselves. Here and there, some bandit warriors have survived the hail of death and reached the barricade. Most are slain as they try to enter, but a small determined section of your boldest fighters have broken through close to where you stand. Suddenly, a thick-bodied warrior leaps onto the wagon and attacks you. We've got a warrior coming for us. Fun times. Let me try and write this, though, because I don't... This word, though, is a word that I cannot pronounce. Because you are the founding... I'm not the founding father. Visigonian warrior. Its endurance is 25. I should also have got mine up to 25 now. Let's see. This is section 186. Its combat skill is 18. So I have... I think that's plus 10. Yeah, plus 10. So we can evade the combat, but bugger that. We're gonna do it. We're gonna fight and we're gonna win. I am the founding daddy. The daddy does fit me. Anyway, we're rolling. 1. Okay, so it gets hurt for 9. So that gives it to 16. And I get hurt for 3. Which is fine. How dare you, Van? Take that back. That is 6. That's 14 damage to them, so they have 2 left, and I get hurt. 1. Yay. I recall the Discord conversation. Don't know what you're talking about, my friend. That's a 1. I get hurt for 3, but they're dead. So look at them. Yeah, don't know what you're talking about. No clue as to what you're talking about. How dare you? I don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. If you win the fight, turn to 2-4-3. And I will. 2-4-3. Deval runs past the wagon. Oh, we get to heal, by the way, so we're at 19 now. Deval runs past the wagon, leading a dozen of his best swordsmen in a bold countercharge which drives the enemy all the way back to the barricade. None escape alive. Those who survive Deval's swordsmen are soon cut down on the plain by his archers as they run headlong towards the ruins. The summer-ending shout of victory has already died away before you are faced by a new sinister threat. Continue, turn to 1-2-4. I no longer frequent that group, though, to be honest. The Twitch one. You're not in it. That's why. 1, 2, 4. The fuck? Yeah, it is 1, 2, 4. A mantlet, a large shield on wheels, is being pushed slowly across the body-strewn battleground towards the barricade. Arrow shafts soon bristle from its thick wooden planks as Deval... Oh wait, we get to go to 20 as well. I know, I closed my case and once my job was done, I left. How dare you? Soon bristle from its... Arrow shafts soon bristle from its thick wooden planks. as Deval's soldiers fire their bows time and time again in an attempt to hit the shielded foe. Suddenly, a robed figure darts from behind the mantelet and levels a black staff at the barricade. He is cut down by an arrow, but not before he lets loose from his staff a glittering ball of flame. It cartwheels above the plane and explodes with a tremendous... a tremendous roar, hurling the bodies of defenders and the shattered remnants of the barricade high in the air. Though the cloud... Oh, English is so hard. Through the cloud of dust and falling debris, you can see a line of enemy cavalry charging across the plain. They wear tall, plumed helmets of polished steel and breastplates of deepest crimson. In the wake of the fireball, they pour through the breach in the barricade and attack the stunned defenders. They are a merciless, oh my god, foe who give and expect no quarter. Your attention is caught by the sound of pounding hooves fast approaching from your right. You turn and see an enemy horseman spurring his horse straight towards you with his battle lance levelled at your chest. So, we can either A, choose to stand and fight this charging horseman, or decide to run back to the watchtower. What are we thinking? How dare you abandon us after that? Leg it? We can leg it. We can leg it indeed. If you decide to run back to the watchtower, turn to 107. Run away. Got it. 107 it is. And we get to go up a point as well. The bandit horseman pursues you, the sharp tip of his lance speeding ever closer to your back. You are running as fast as you can, and it is too late to dodge the summoning soldier who now stands in your way. His bowstring drawn back, ready to fire. Dive! He screams at you, and instinctively you obey his bold command. Almost simultaneously. Jesus Christ, words. He releases the straining bowstring. The bandit is barely feet away when the steel-tipped arrow penetrates his visor and erupts with the rear of his helmet with a spray of crimson blood. The charging horse crashes nose first into the ground, throwing its dead rider out of the saddle. Oh, the picture's pretty cool. Look at that. It's the arrow going into his freaking fod. He tumbles to a halt close to your feet. You open your mouth to shout your thanks, but before you can say a word, the soldier turns around and hurries away to the barricade. Okay, so we can either follow the soldier or continue on our way towards the watchtower. Might a little bit quiet, dude. So running did work then. Keep legging it. We're just gonna keep running. Alright, legging it. How do we leg? Turn to 310. You are less than 10 yards from the watchtower door when a spear haft knocks you to the ground. What the hell's a spear haft? You roll aside in time to avoid a deadly thrust to your spine and spring to your feet to face your assailant. He is a hard-faced warrior with eyes as dark as coal. His armor is tarnished with the blood of his dead horse. He raises his spear and stabs viciously at your chest. You cannot evade combat and must fight him to the death. We got another warrior. His endurance is 25. Mine should be at 22 now because we did that. So we're at 22. His skill combat is 18, so we're at plus 10. Oh, it's the handle. Oh, okay. And it is 310, right. Just gonna do this. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Thank you for letting me know then. I appreciate it. Let's see. Plus 10 with this dude. Let's go. Don't know, I'm guessing it's not the pokey bit. I don't think it's the pokey bit either. It could be the handle, to be honest. That is a 6 and a plus 10, so it gets hurt for 14, which leaves him with 11. And we get hurt for 1. I think this is going well. That is a 7, even better. He gets hurt for 16 and we don't get hurt, so we kill it. Hell yeah. So we're at 21 now. Right, if you win the combat, turn to 24. So I will. You leap across the warrior's dead body and enter the watchtower. Running up the wide stone stairs, you reach a landing on the first level, where 2 soldiers are firing their bows through narrow, oblong slits. Up in the wall. Suddenly, one of them cries out in pain and staggers back with an arrow deep in their chest. If you have the Kai or discipline of healing, you can help this wounded soldier, which we do. We have that. We have healing. So I will do that. So turn to 238. It was 238, wasn't it? Yeah, 238. Where is it? 238. We also need to give ourselves 1 point back. Placing your hands on the injured man's chest, you use your healing powers to numb his pain before withdrawing the arrow. He's a lucky man. The arrow has not pierced any vital organs. Your Kai skill repairs the punctured flesh in seconds, and then you help the man to his feet. With a look of open-mouthed astonishment, he watches as you turn and ascend the stone steps to the watchtower roof. Turn to 223. 223. There's a lot of running backwards and forwards in this one. Pushing open the trapdoor, you climb out onto the watchtower roof, where you are greeted by a shocking sight. The bodies of summer-landing soldiers lie scattered over the floor, their armor rent and torn. They have all suffered terrible wounds. Over the carnage hovers a monstrous bird. Its wings beat the smoke-filled air, and its razor-sharp talons slash and mutilate everything they touch. Oh, that's actually pretty cool, the picture. Astride the creature sits a warrior wreathed in iron and steel. The scimitar in his hand is stained with summer-landing blood. He swings one leg from his gem-encrusted saddle, pauses and leaps down onto the watchtower roof. A voice echoes in your head as the warrior closes in for the kill. Say your prayers, Summerlanding, for your life is soon to end. We can either fight the warrior or evade combat. But this is the dude. A lot of deaths as well. There is a lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. Still, I think Jenny's like #1 in the death count. I think we've run enough. Do you think we've run enough? Shall we fight him? We can fight him. We can do fighting. Turn to 77 to fight. Ooh. I've helped with the deaths. You have helped with the death. An evil sneer spreads across his savage face as you draw your weapon to face him. Oh wait, we need to heal as well. A sneer across his savage face as you draw your weapon to face him. The warrior is skilled in mind combat, and unless you have the kind of discipline of Mind Shield, which we do, you must lose 1 endurance point, which we don't. So this is a captain. We're going to start putting it up here now. We're at 24. It's 77. It's a Capitan. He's a captain. His endurance is 28. Uh-oh. And his combat skill is 22, but we're at a +6. That's still better. Uh-oh. Okay. He's also protected by a psychic spell that makes him temporarily immune to Mind Blasts, which we don't have anyway. So, let's attempt to do this dude in then. Do you think we'll win? Good job you have that sword. It is good that we have the sword. Because if not, we would have been in the minus. Let's see if it helps us with a summer sword. That is a 2. And we have, what is it? +6 we're at. So he gets hurt for 7. So he's at 21. And we get hurt for 3. So... Uh-oh. This can go well. Uh-oh. Sorry, Sword. Yeah, Summer Sword. That is a 3. Plus 6, so he gets hurt for 8. Which gives him to 13. What is that? 3, and we get hurt for 3. Oh no, it's 18. Sorry, my bad. Apparently I can't count. I can't count. 6. No, plus 6. We do him in for 11 and we get hurt for 1. So let me just do that. And then he gets hurt for 11. So he's got 2 health left. Haha. Welcome back. How you doing? And that is at 9. So that kills him and we don't get hurt. But our endurance points, our health is at 17. But yeah, welcome back. Everything good on your end? If you win the fight, turn to page 10. I will, thank you. Or not 10, page 10, segment 10. The warrior staggers back and tumbles... Oh, we get to heal again. Back and tumbles over the ramparts into the raging battle below. Its feathered mount ascends and flies away, its hideous core piercing the storm-blackened sky. Lying upon the gore-stained floor is a beautiful onyx medallion, torn from the warrior's armor as he fell. If you wish to keep the onyx medallion, place it in your pocket and mark it on your action chart in special. I will, thank you. I will, thank you. We're just collecting things that we use throughout all the books, so this is a good time. Onyx medallion. I think you should have befriended the captain. You could have helped later. That's true. Oh, look at you, back as Twisted. Oh, I've not seen that name for ages. Well, they're an hour ahead of the UK, and I can set up at 6 AM tomorrow. Oof. Ugh. Hate it. You're terrible at counting when you're playing these books. I am. I try, though. Is it just when he's playing these books? Ben, how dare you? Oh, no. You can leave the watchtower by turning to 59. Why is everyone... Why? What? One day, someone will defend me. One day, my time will come. Oof. That's early. We shouldn't have too long left of the book. Because normally it's between 2 to 3 hours for us to finish it. And we have done quite a lot already. But, we get to go up to 19 now. I confirm this is better than normal. Thanks, my sympathy pen. I don't know if it's all the time, but... Jenny, what the fuck? Anyway, Captain Duval and his guards are locked in mortal combat with an invading cavalry. They are outnumbered and hard-pressed by the merciless foe who use their spiked, shod horses to kick and trample their opponents underfoot. You reach the barricade to see yet another wave of the enemy approaching. There are armoured handlers with packs of warhounds that are spread out in front of a line of spear-armed infantry. 50 yards from the barricade, the armoured handlers stop and kneel to let loose their dogs of war. Let's see. 0 to 4, we turn to 193. 5 to 9, we turn to 260. That's a 3. Normally when we roll low in these types of things, it doesn't go well. 0 to 4, turn to 193. Good luck with the game. And thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a really good night and a really good day tomorrow. I do struggle with English, Ben. I do. Why is everyone calling me out? I've always struggled with English, though. We don't talk about it. We don't talk about the words or anything like that. No proof. We go up again. Catches it, yes. 193. The snarling warhounds bound towards the barricade with their gaping eyes glowing crimson in the light of battle. Leaping from the bodies of the dead and dying, they launch themselves at the summer-lending defenders. All around you, soldiers are being torn from the line, bowled over by the leaping, snarling warhounds. Milo, can you clean yourself quietly, please? Thank you. You back away as a howling dog crashes through the wall of sacks and barrels. Before it can rise again, you move swiftly forward and dispatch it with a heavy blow to its head. We donkey punched a dog, how's that? Oh, I forgot about that then. Another warhound claws your back and pitches you forward into the collapsed barricade before you can free yourself. 2 more dogs are upon you, simultaneously sinking their fangs into your legs. Lose 2 endurance points. Nice, this is not going well. We do have potions though, which we could use at some point. Which I will do. Okay, we found some more. We're fighting some warhounds. So... we will use dogs. Their endurance is 30 though. Jesus. Ow. Their combat skill is 17, so we are at 8 plus 3 is 11. So we got quite an advance on them. Alright, if you are still alive after 2 rounds of combat, or if you win this fight in the first 2 rounds, turn at once to 3-11. Okay, let's see if we can do that. 2 rounds, everyone. Let's see if we can do that. 7. We don't get hurt, but we hurt them for 18. Which is 12 they've got left. Let's see, last one. Let's see if we can do it. That's 9. We kill them. They are dead. We do it in 2 rounds. We're good. Or if you win the fight in the first 2 rounds, turn to 3-1-1, which I will. 3-1-1. It's a lot of fighting, a lot of death. I think this is the most death we've had in out of all the 4 books. This is the most we've had. Thank you for letting me know it was 12. I appreciate. These summer-lending soldiers come... Oh, 3 summer-lending soldiers come to your aid. Their swords slice your piece into the evil warhounds until both dogs stiffen and die. Oh, we need to heal. Let's go up to 19. I like how they stiffen and die. Thankful to be alive, you stagger to your feet and try to assess the situation as the battle rages all around. Summer-lending soldiers still man the barricade, forming in groups that hold firm where the wall does not. Spears and arrows arc through the sky, piercing metal, wood, and flesh. Combatants fall from their horses, horses scream and bolt, and the dead and the wounded lie everywhere. The warhounds have been driven back upon the spears of their masters, who now advance behind a wall of shields. Great. To your right, a bandit warrior is trying to jump his horse across the barricade, but the animal is wounded and near to death. It cannot complete the jump and the rider is hurled forward over the wall. He falls to the ground close behind you. We can either A, attack the bandit warrior, or rally the summer-lending soldiers to repel the advancing spearmen. What would you like to do? Attack the dude or rally the soldiers to advance? Attack? We can do that. Let me just clear these. So you're gonna hear me like double tapping the mouse. Oh. Just so I can make that up. Soldiers are a burden. They get in the way. What the fuck? Attack? Okay. I see how it is. I see. Ooh, hey Kat, how you doing? How's life? There's been a lot of death in the book. Not by me for once, but I've not died in this book yet. I may have jinxed it. Jenny's killed 50 people though. It's all good, Kat. How are you doing? How's life? How's things? We're attacking a bandit warrior. Turn to 90. Soldiers get in the way. Damn. You are in combat with a Vasgonian horseman who is now on horse and fighting on foot. You cannot evade this warrior and you must fight him to the death. His endurance is... Oh god. 24. Milo, clean yourself quietly. Oi. Thank you. Oh. Noah is a one-man army. I'm a lone wolf with an amazing sword known as the Summer Sword. No joke, that's what it's called in the book. Milo! Stop it! I don't like the sound of it. What section is this? 90. Ooh. Let's see, the combat ratio. His combat skill is 17, mine is 28. So I'm at plus 11. Yay! Right, let's go to the little chart in the back. Well, now you've jinxed it. Yes, I'm okay off early, nice, but my ride isn't, so I'm killing time outside work. Short but long week, bless you. You alright though? I hope it's not too bad weather-wise for you. 8 plus 11. We kill the enemy and we don't get hurt. And that was, what was it? The warrior? It was the horseman, sorry. Wolfman, he's dead. Nice. If you win, turn to 249. That's true, but it's just show me a... What the fuck is this? Okay. Sorry, it just said this is a dude that comes up now. Look at his nose. I'm hiding under the awning to... Oh, bless you. 249. We get to heal for 1 point as well. True, big steps and top shelves are his biggest enemy. That... We don't talk about that, then. We don't. You run half crouched to the barricade and prize a bow from the hand of a dead soldier. You have spotted the leader of the bandit cavalry. He is a tall, dark-skinned warrior with a thin, chiseled nose. He is rallying his horsemen at the foot of the stone watchtower. You know you must kill him before he can regroup his troops, or Dvalin's hard-pressed soldiers will be ridden down and mercilessly slaughtered. You notch an arrow and draw back the bowstring, the bowstring even. The straining cord bites sharply into fingers as you carefully take aim. If you have the guide discipline of weapon skill, any weapon, add 2 to the number you have picked. Okay. Okay, so we've got to roll. We're going to add 2 to that, so that's 7. 3, 2, 3. You think we hit him? What was it? 3, 2, 3 we need. You release the arrow and it whistles through the air to bury itself deeply in the mail-clad shoulder of the bandit leader. You hear his scream of pain ring out above the din of battle. But even though he is badly wounded, he still attempts to rally his soldiers. You stoop to take another arrow, but to your horror, the dead soldier's quiver is empty. Looking up, you see 2 dismounted Vasgonian horsemen clambering across the barricade towards you. You throw down your bow and run to a large water cask that is being defended by a stout, summer-lending sergeant. The ground around the cask is carpeted thickly with enemy dead. Oh my god. I know. I almost got taken out by the bottom of the paint booth door, but today... What the hell, cat? What? Shoot the leader, you command, pointed towards the enemy officer. The sergeant turns, aims and fires a bow with one swift and fluid movement. The arrow arcs through the battle smoke and pierces the officer's shiny breastplate. Slowly his cruel eyes flicker and close. He slips from the saddle with the shaft lodged deep in his heart. To continue, turn to 148. There's a lot going on here. Wait. Milo. Stop it, bud, okay? To me, Captain Dval's voice booms out above the battle noise. Rally to me, Summerlending. The brave captain draws about him a shielded wedge of soldiers. Oh my god, English is so hard. Wedge of soldiers and charges into the flank of the horsemen. They reel and buckle as the shield wedge hews its way through their company. Vasgonian Herald, his crimson armour torn and his face fleckled with blood, breaks free from the battle and sounds the retreat. You watch as the surviving bandits spur their mounts to the gallop, desperate now to escape through the ragged hole in the barricade. Gripped by panic and fatigue, they ride through their own foot soldiers who are advancing to support them. The infantry falter under this unexpected onslaught, and quickly their ranks collapse as the cavalry rank them down. Captain Duval leads his soldiers to the barricade and directs a lethal volley of arrows into the shattered infantry. It is the last straw. They throw down their weapons and flee in panic from the clouds of arrows raining down on them from out of the smoke-filled sky. A battle cry, proud and strident, pursues them across the plain. For Summerland! For Summerland! Turn to 137. This is going well! All around the barricade, the enemy are retreating in disorder. Bandit war horns announce the withdrawal, exhorting their defeated warriors to flee the battlefield. A jubilant Captain Duval emerges from the war smoke, his eyes shining like bright jewels beneath the rim of his battered helmet. We have triumphed, Lone Wolf. We have vanquished the foe. All around you, the captain's guards are rebuilding the barricade and tending to their wounded comrades. It sorrows you to see the Summerlending dead, but you take heart at how few there are besides the enemy's losses. The captain ushers you to the watchtower, where your wounds are cleaned and dressed, and with Lumpspur. The herb restores 6 endurance, which brings us to 28. We have beaten this foe, though I fear it is but a temporary reprieve, says the captain. His face now composed and somber, even blah blah blah. The sacrifice of Baron Volan's daughter must be stopped if we are to avoid catastrophe. Oh my god, why am I struggling with just words? Jesus. For our strength will not avail us against any foe freshly risen from the grave. The words of the verse flood into your mind and a chill runs down your spine as you realize what may lie ahead. In 3 days' time, when the moon is full, Baraka will sacrifice the Baron's daughter at the buried temple of Macan. A sacrifice that will unleash the dead of Mackengorge. You know you must do everything possible to prevent the sacrifice from taking place. Turn to 12. Yeah. Ugh, words are hard out loud. You got this. I got this. I got this, cat. I got this. I'm also going to take a drink of my juice. 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 We should be able to heal for the last point because we just had to turn a page. I want Elisha of Noah playing Wordle but saying the words out loud. Oh no. Osri has not got this. Do you not think so? Okay, wait. 50 miles due south of Ruanan, the ruined city of Macan teeters on the brink of the infamous Milo Mackengorge. A cold sweat breaks out upon your brow as you contemplate the difficulty of your mission, for you are separated from your goal by miles of enemy-held territory. There is a small flicker of hope from which you draw some comfort. With the enemy in confusion and retreat, your chances of success will be far higher now than they were before battle. Oh, Milo, be careful. Before you set off on your perilous mission, Captain Duval offers you the choice of the following equipment and provisions. If you do not have a backpack, you are outfitted one. Well, we've got a backpack. We've got enough. We've got 3 meals. So that's good. Miles get cleaning now. He's just been a perv. Could you hear him going at that? We get rope. We're going to have to get rid of some of these. I'm keeping the shovel because I don't know. We're going to have rope. I'll drop a torch. Potion of Lumpspar. Apparently they can be bunched together. That's what it said originally. We've got a sword and a spear, which we have already. Turn to 140. Oh god. Mal's been calming down for the last few hours. He has. This is Ven's fault. Dusk soon enshrouds the... Oh, what is this word? beleaguered outpost of Ruanan. You made use of the cover of the encroaching darkness to cross the body-strewn plain towards the south. An old highway trails off to Makan, but it is choked with Vasgonian warriors. They stand about in sullen groups, tending their wounded and brooding on their defeat. However, even demoralized and dejected, these warriors are still deadly foes. It will be too dangerous to risk passing through their ranks, so you must use the forest to conceal your passage around them. Okay, so we can either venture through the trees to the right of the highway, or we can pass through the trees to the left. Which one are we wanting, left or right? You did wind him up. You're his boyfriend. He always gets wound up. Yeah, are we going to the left trees or the right trees? Eno says right. Jenny says right. We got one for left. 2 right, 1 left. Oop. How about burn the trees? No. No burning of the trees. And I did nothing, I was good. Blaze a path through the center, you follow no rules. That would be death. I'm gonna go with right, because we've got 2 people for right. Trees to the right of the highway turn to 70. Are you chewing my chair? Excuse me. You are. Fine. Chaos. No. No chaos. Your passage through the trees is lit by the flickering glow of the campfires that line the highway. Bandit warriors huddle around them, drawing warmth and comfort from the guttering flames. They seem to take little interest in their guard duties, and you've... Milo. I'm gonna have to kick you out of this room. I'm gonna kick him out of this room 1 second. He is annoying me. Better than your shoes. That's true. He's already chewed them enough as it is. Come on. Oh, 1 second. I'll be right back. Milo. Come. Come. Go. You. When Jenny was here, he got hold of the shoes. I have authority. What are you talking about? Anyway, where was I? They take little interest in their guard duties, and you find it easy to avoid their sporadic patrols. By morning, you have reached the edge of the forest. From the timberline, you stare out across fields of crops towards a small village that lies at the base of a gentle valley. The fields are separated only by narrow tracks, and these are alive with swarms of buzzing insects. You are walking across one of these tracks when suddenly you spot wildland bandits ahead. They are wandering idly up the track towards you with their spears slung over their shoulders. If you possess an onyx medallion, which we do, it's all the way. Where is it? Onyx medallion, right there. Turn to 305. We picked that up like an hour ago. A bold plan springs to mind. You remove the onyx medallion from your pocket and stride towards the bandit spearmen. They are so busy talking to each other that they fail to see you approaching. Your appearance comes as a sudden shock. Acting your part to perfection, you scold them for their laziness and threaten to report them to Baraka himself. As their eyes fall upon the onyx medallion, you can almost hear their hearts miss a beat. Frantically, Jesus Christ, I'm trying so hard. They pull themselves together and stand to attention, awaiting your next command. You send them marching off towards the forest, and they hurry away in the opposite direction. just in case they should realize they have been tricked. Turn to 204. So this music is like so chill. It's not even the voice. They get warnings and then burst out an angry parent face. Tail tucks immediately and literal kissing up. Milo, when he gets told off, Milo sulks and he won't look at me. He'll actually curl up on his dog bed and just face away from me and shun me. I know, I know. Was it 204 we were supposed to go to? It was, wasn't it? It was 204. Yeah, it is. That's why you don't tell me off. What do you mean? I do the same, to be honest. What do you do? You shun? I've never had to tell you off. Oh, poor Milo, I go to my room and put on Disney movies loudly. Fair. Fair. You bypass a village with orange toa wood cabins and stone walls and climb through the tall fields towards a wooded bridge. Beyond the ridge, you enter thick forest and discover a bubbling freshwater stream. You drink deep and realize how hungry you are. You must eat a meal, which we have. We have meals. So we now have 2 left. I argue back. Shun you. Thanks, Ben. Oh, poor... I argue back. You do argue back. As night falls, you reach the city of Makan. The gaunt, weed-infested ruins of the shattered city are spread like a vast graveyard and bathed in the eerie light of a near full moon. A sound fills the air like the whistling of lost souls. It is the cry of Makengorge. It has been nearly 2 days since you last slept, and fatigue begins to overwhelm you. Drawing your Kai cloak close about your shoulders, you settle down to sleep. You need all your strength for the daunting task that lies ahead. Turn to 142. Ooh. Do you think we'll be able to save the lady? Hey Dan, how you doing? How's life? How's things? You all good? We are slowly in. I think we've got half an hour left of this book. What? What's wrong? Disney's good. Oh, how shocking, Van. How shocking. Disney's good. Dawn arrives, rain-swept and gloom-laden. A pall of drizzle hangs over the ghost city, and the gruesome discord of the wailing winds of Makengorge make you feel deeply uneasy. You watch and wait, your Kai cloak drawn close about your shoulders to keep out the unwholesome damp air. It was here, during the age of the Black Moon, that King Ulnar I of Summerland killed the mightiest of the Dark Lords, Lord Vashna, in mortal combat upon the very brink of the abyss, and the Dark Lord was slain by Ulnar's sword, the Summer Sword which we have. It is said that his death cry when he fell will echo through the gorge until the day he rises to wreak his vengeance on Summerland and the House of Ulnar. Your stomach tightens when you consider that today could be that very day. For 5 hours you observe and take in every detail of the ruined city. You may wish to note that you have visited the ruins of Makan for future reference. I will, thank you. This is me trying to spell now. It's A-K-E-N. I didn't even put the M down. There we go. Let's save that. Your kids have failed. You shouldn't be dragging you to the movies and watch them to remember. Yeah. You just got in. How was work? I hope it went well. Over and over, the first line of the strange verse keeps repeating itself in your mind when the full moon shines over the temple deep. Clearly the temple must be located somewhere underground and there must be an entrance. But where? You study every crack in the broken ground and eliminate all but two possibilities. The first is a crypt door guarded by two Vasgonian warriors, and the second is a flight of marble steps which descend into the grey earth between two columns of fractured stone pillars. So we can either A. Attempt to enter the subterranean temple by way of the guarded crypt door, or we can enter via the unguarded marble steps. Seriously, Ben, for real, like, no joke. I'm trying, okay? So you can't maths and can't spell. No, nope, definitely not. I try, though. I try. Take out the guards, way more fun. We can do. We actually have potions to heal us as well. Ooh. We can do that. Let's do it. Bugger it. Let's see. By the way, I've got a door turn to 183. 183. You manage to reach a tangle of briars that are growing near to the crypt door, and from here you observe the Vasgonian guards undetected. More soldiers appear on horseback. I don't know why I struggled with words then. Riding into McCann from the north. They dismount swiftly and approach the door. Password! Shout the crypt guards. Loan! Replies the leading soldier. The door opens and they are allowed to enter. Armed with the password, you decide to try to enter in the same way, keeping the hood of your cloak raised and your summer-lending features in shadow. Boldly, you emerge from behind the briars and march towards the guards. Pick a number from the random if you have a charisma of camouflage. I don't have that. Why do I have to roll if I know the password? Well, bugger it. 5. 198. This is gonna go well. Bye, cat. Be good. $198. The guards are not fooled by your bravado. They draw their weapons and attack. You must fight them as one enemy. We got guards. Their endurance is 30, so good times. My endurance is 29 at the moment. This is 198. Their combat skill is 18. So we have plus 10. Fun times, fun times. The fact that we can't even lie to guards. Can't lie in real life, can't lie in games. Memory check. Really? 3. They get hurt for 10. So they're at 20 now. And we get hurt for... We're at plus 10, aren't we? We get hurt for 2. We're fine. 8. They get hurt for 18. So they have 2 left. And we don't get hurt. So thank Lord with that. And same again. We don't get hurt. So they are dead. We're at 27 now. If you win the combat turn to 229. Where is it? 229. There we go. You drag the bodies. We heal as well, so yeah. You drag the bodies into the thorny briars and conceal them before entering the crypt door. Once inside, you close the door behind you and follow a wide torchlit corridor towards the east. Turn to 235. This is going well. This is going very well. The corridor ends at a flight of steps that descends 100 feet into the earth. At the bottom, a short passage leads to a junction where a tunnel runs from north to south. To the north, you can see a torchlit caravan with what appears to be observation slits carved into the wall. To the south, a passage leads towards a low balcony. We've got Kai Discipline of Tracking turned to 296. 296. Thanks to your discipline, you established that the Macken Gorge is located to the south. It may be the best way to find Madeline and prevent her sacrifice. Turn to 235. The corridor ends... Oh, we've just... Wait, what? Wait. To the south. Right, I forgot where I was going. Which way south? To the north you see a to the south a passageway leads to a low balcony. So we need to go to the low balcony, which is 100. I completely lost what was going then. I was like, what? Why is it letting me back there? Ooh. Got a funny looking guy with a hat. And then that little tapestry behind him. An empty feeling grips your stomach as you stare upon the altar and inner sanctum of the subterranean temple. Your Kai senses burn as every nerve in your body is screaming a warning to flee from this evil chamber. Huge bodies of molten metal encircle a black altar upon which lies fair Madeline, the daughter of Baron Vanelund. She seems to be entranced. Her breathing is slow and shallow. Beyond the altar lie two massive doors, a gigantic skull engraved upon their black stone surface. Out of your view, another door opens and a procession of red-cloaked priests enter the tunnel. Their heads are covered and they each carry strange amulets of carved black stone. They file past the altar, depositing the amulets in a circle around the young girl's body, and then file out again in total silence. Then you hear the sound of a distant drum beat. Steadily it grows louder and nearer. The measured steps of steel-shod boots resound in the wake. Baraka is approaching. Turn to 215. Lick the altar. We lick things to claim them. Let's do it. 215. I am going to need a moment. 215. My blood sugar is actually a little bit low. So I'm just going to fucking eat something sugary. I'm sorry. I felt it. Yeah, I think this is good. We're nearly finished the book. That explains the state of my winds after you come around then. Shh. No one needs to know. Ugh. You did wonder. It could have been the dog, though. Yeah, I'm fine. It just hit me. So I'm fine. Just inhaled something very... I just had something very sugary just then, so... Thank you. I appreciate... How's everyone doing? It literally just hit me and I was like, oh, that doesn't feel good. That also explains why I'm sweating as well, even more. It's like, my body's gone, you do know this. Ooh. Can't count, can't spell, can't eat. Yeah, by the way, Ben, I'm a diabetic now. It's been an experience. And colorblind as well, so soak that in. And lactose intolerant. Literally, from when I last met you in person to now, my body's just gone, you know what? Here's a handful of other things to have an issue with. And it's like, cool, great, thank you. Who won't give up ice cream? That's true. Colours are overrated. I mean, yeah, true. I think I have a little lactose intolerant. You literally, you don't have to be born it. Your body can just decide you are intolerant to anything. Janine used to love peanuts and nuts. Take that as you will. She's now allergic to nuts. This is now a grab bag of faults. I am a grab bag of faults. You're right. Yeah, but cheese is awesome. Cheese is awesome. And we love him. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Right. I'm feeling good. Let's do this. We're up to 215, I believe. Baraka carries the stench of death and decay about him. He strides into the temple in his steel-shod boots of Gorga's hide and slams shut the huge stone door with frightening ease. He stands in silence before pushing open the huge black doors engraved with the menacing... Oh, I forgot I can heal. The menacing skulls. Suddenly, a gale-force wind sweeps through the temple, and your ears are filled by a terrible scream. Beyond the open doors, a pier of stone juts into the abyss of Mackengorge. You are staring into the chasm of doom. Ooh. Baraka turns away from the windswept pier and walks slowly towards the altar. From a hidden scabbard, he removes a twisted black dagger and holds its stiletto blade into the light. An evil blue flame runs up and down the black steel spike, flickering wildly in the ice-cold winds of Mackengorge. The sacrifice is about to begin. We've got two options. Love you anyway. Love you too, hun. At least she had kids before the allergies. Yeah, that's true. I'm so much less tolerant in my old age. That's what it is. It's just old age getting to everyone. I pick option 3. You don't even know what I'm saying. There's no option 3. We either A, draw our weapon and attack him, or we distract his attention from the altar. A grab bag of faults. I like that more better than saying we're all weird. I like that too. We're all a grab bag of faults. You can't go wrong with that. That's pretty cool. We've got a distract as well. We've got 2 for distract. We can distract. I don't know how I'm going to distract him, but we can do it. Distract, let's do it. Turn to 119. Hold your blade, Baraka. Her life is not yours for the taking. Your words ring out above the howling wind. The renegade noble turns to face you, his cruel laugh as piercing as your command. He advances towards you, the flame-licked dagger held high in his mailed fist. You draw your weapon and resolutely, whatever it is. Distract, don't get distracted yourself. You don't know that. You enter the temple. If you choose to enter the combat with this warrior lord, turn to 274. Or we can try and free Madeline first. What are we wanting? Free Madeline or kill the dude? Leave Madeline. Screw the woman. Fight. Really? Oh. Nice. Very nice. Leave Madeline. So we're going to fight them. 274. Oh. Okay. Baraka. Sounds like I'm saying Barack Obama. Baraka draws a razor-sharp scimitar, holding its mirror-like blade in his other hand. Then he advances towards you with deadly grace. You can sense this warrior prowess and feel his ice-cold nerve. Your fight will be hard, and it will be to the death. If you possess a flask of holy water, I don't believe I do. I don't possess a flask of holy water. Turn to 283, which I don't. If you possess the summer sword, which we do have the summer sword, turn to 122. Let's go to 122. As you raise your golden sword, the howling wind rises in pitch and intensity. Uh-oh. It claws at your mind, filling your head with a terrible image of death and horror. Baraka sees you falter and strikes a cruel blow that opens a wound in your cheek. Lose 1 endurance. What the fuck? The sudden sharp pain reawakens you to the presence of your enemy, and so the climatic battle begins. So, this is it. It's not bad. We fought harder things. Okay, so he's got some skills as well. So let me just do this first. So he's at 29. We're at 28 because he hurt us because he's a booby. This is section 122. So his combat ratio is 25. We are at a +3. So it's not too bad. You're being attacked by a very powerful mind blast, the cryo Makengorge itself. Your combat skills reduced by 4 for the duration of this combat, or only 2 possess the Kai discipline. What? It goes. Okay, so I'm at +1. However, Baraka himself is a warrior who possesses a formidable strength of will. He is further aided by psychic spells of protection, and this far they're immune to mind blast. How dare they lower my skill? How dare they? Right, let's do this. Let's kill this mofo. Right butt cheek. Always the bum cheeks. Because that's my butt cheek. Right, let's do this. So we're at a +1. If we want... Okay, this is going to be tough, this one. I rolled a fucking 1. So that's -4 for him. But it's a -5 for me. This isn't going to go well. Does my shield not help? It did. It originally would have been -4 to our combat skill, but it's -2 to it instead. So that's why we're at, instead of a +3, we just take 2 off, so we're at +1 instead. That's a 4. They get hurt for 7, which leaves them at 18. And we get hurt for 3, so a bit better. Which is your fave? Fave what? Jiggle jiggle. I don't really have a butt though. This is the thing. That's a 9. Thank the freaking Lord. So he gets hurt for 12. Leaves him with 6. I don't get hurt, thank God. Okay, we can do this. Which is my fave butt cheek. Alright. That is a 2. He gets hurt for 5. He's got 1 left. And I get hurt for 4. So that's 16. 4. He gets hurt for... He's dead, but I do get hurt for 3. I do have potions as well. We can use them at some point. If you win the fight, turn to 350. Here we go. As Baraka dies, the wind suddenly rises in pitch and intensity, filling the temple with a mournful cry of despair. You feel the chill, malevolent spirits... Malevolent even, not malevolent. Malevolent spirit of Dark Lord Vashna engulfing you in an icy embrace, but you sense that it is powerless to harm you. The sacrifice has been foiled and the spirit of Vashna is doomed to lament for a victory that might have been. Lying on the black temple floor is the dagger of Vashna. As you pick it up and tuck it into your belt, mark on your action chart as a special item. Hell yeah. But here. The evil blue flame flickers and dies. As long as you possess this evil blade, Dark Lord Vashon and his legion of dead warriors will remain imprisoned in the Chasm of Doom. The dreadful powers of the dagger fill your mind with horrific visions. If you decide to carry it on future lone wolf adventures instead of leaving it behind in the safekeeping of your monastery, using it in combat will add 3 points to your combat skill but reduce your endurance by a total of 3 whilst carrying this. I would leave it in my thing. I wouldn't use it. This detrimental effect does not apply to the present adventure and might be lowered once you reach higher levels of Kai training. You vow never to let it fall into the wrong hands as you live. It's going to be left in the place. Good answer. I love both equally. Wow. You free Madeline from the altar and carry her through the corridors of the temple that lead up to the surface. As you emerge into the moonlit ruins, an astounding sight greets your eyes. Baraka's warriors are running from the ghost city in all directions, closely pursued by an army of cavalrymen. The light of the full moon and the guttering torches that these soldiers carry illuminate the sun crest that bedecks their tunics. Words must have reached Homeguard, for they are the summer-lending army led by King Ulnar V himself. Your countryfolk praise your courage and daring, their strident cheers drowning the baleful cry of Mackengorge. For once again you have proved yourself a true hero of Summerland. As you deliver Madeline into the waiting arms of her loving father, his overwhelming joy fills you with a sense of great achievement. Indeed, you are worthy of the title Kai Warrior. You have succeeded in your perilous mission, but the epic saga of Lone Wolf, the last of the Kai, is far from over. A new and deadly challenge awaits you in the distant desert realm of Vasconia. If you possess the courage of true Kai, you can face this challenge in the next Lone Wolf adventure, Shadow in the Sand. So yeah, we finished the book. This is the picture of them fleeing, by the way. But there we go. Can I have the dagger? You can have the dagger. I'll let you look after it. It's really cool because obviously it tells us about things, but there's a bestiary and the army structure as well on the back. But the thing is, we've managed to miss some strong, like, mini bosses in this. Like the stone worm, the mare squid. Like, look at that thing. It's the mare squid. We've got the Warhouse. Elix, we've not had to deal with that. But yeah. It also gives us, there's a veteran mode that we can play through as well, which makes it really, really fucking hard. An advanced mode, which is medium difficulty. But yeah, there we go. We have finished the book. So next one we're doing is book number 5. There we go. I really do love these books. I need more like them. I need to definitely grab more. I've got all the way up to book 12, but I know there's like loads more. I no longer have sisters. What? Thank you. What, the next one? I don't know. Another couple of weeks? I'm sure you had like 2 sisters, didn't you? You alright? But, let me just put this in there. We're going to book 5. We'll upgrade and sort everything else out when we get there. I'm just going to save this because a lot has happened. They have been abandoned for good reason. Oh, damn. Damn. That's not a good time. Let me just, let's do that. But, yeah, there we go. That book is done. That is all done. But yeah. Ta-da! Hot, hot. But what I am going to do is I'm going to bugger off. I'll be lurking around Discord probably on a game. But I will see you all very, very soon. I'm actually going to leave it there because I need to actually go and actually eat something properly because I need to. But Ben, I'll hit you up very soon. We need to play some more games soon, okay? But much love, stay awesome everyone, and I will catch you all very, very soon. I'm gonna go sort myself out because I need to. I've waited long enough. I'm always good, you be good. Right, night all, thank you for joining, I appreciate it. Thanks for helping us make some decisions, and thank you to Jenny for killing a whole army of rangers. Movie night again when? Gotta be soon. It won't be out till after next week. I've got a lot of stuff that I'm doing. Let me have a look. I could do one, like, in a week. I could have, I don't know. In a week, probably. Right. I'm gone. I'll talk about when we're going to be doing movie nights and everything else, but stay awesome. I'll see you all very, very soon. Be good, okay? Make good decisions in life.